And yea did Joshua say to the citizens of his village, I hath found the queen herself, taking the nastiest of shits behind ye old Taco Bell. And oh, did the villagers disbelieve him, until he produced that which they all sought. The queen's shit. They could tell because there was food other than bread in it. And yea, did the village live peacefully after selling the queen's shit on the black market to a couple of ne'er-do-wells. Like that would ever happen. Somebody... Get it? Because it was like a fairy tale, the intro?
Oh, that's what you were going for?
No, not at all, but like that popped into my head as the second you hit play... The remembrance, the memory of seeing Shrek go, huh, like that will ever happen, then wipe his ass with a fairy tale, popped into my head, and I was like, okay.
Welcome to episode 43 of What's New Player 2 podcast. I was gonna go in with your joke with being the queen, but you just kept going. I'm like, I'm just not gonna even stop this.
Hell yeah. I'm like a ball. Once you get me rolling down the hill, you can't control who I may or may not crash into.
That's a very good analogy for you. Because, yeah. Just, yeah.
I'm still a little sick, so...
I think we all are
Get ready
inside.
for the coffee.
Anyway, we got a few things to talk about today. I don't think...
One of which is porn.
You want to just get into that right away? Not even lube them up, just go right in?
Hitting it raw, dog. Well, it's not actually... Yeah, it's porn. So
might as well, fuck it.
You know how there's a show called Interspecies Reviewer?
Oh, yes, you want to talk about... okay.
I had heard of the show, but good Lord knows, I did not give a flying fuck about it.
I did not even... I saw on their Twitter when they announced that they got the rights to simuldub it. I'm like, that's a very... not
show.
Funimation show that they license.
I mean...
No, they don't really... They don't dub, like, the almost borderline hentai shows. That's Sentai Filmworks that does it. Not Funimation. Funimation usually sticks...
They got a few.
But not...
They don't have as much as what Sentai
No,
does,
the only, like... I think the more recent, like, basically pornographic... not pornographic. Hentai... same thing. I don't know why.
Hentai is cartoon porn.
I don't know why I corrected myself. But My Girlfriend is a Gal was pretty high up there.
That was like almost straight. If not for like the
there was definitely another show, but I can't remember. But that's definitely a.
But still, you know, that doesn't. I didn't care about it.
Oh, I didn't either. I was just like, huh. That's
it could have not come out. It could have come out. I just didn't care about it. Then I found out that people were ass blasting it, saying it was trash because it's basically just hentai, and Funimation said we don't want that on our platform, so we're airing it, and people have been trash blasting it on my anime list. So that made me think, oh, people don't like this. Now I gotta know why. So
you watched it.
I watched 4 episodes of it.
You watched the subbed?
Yeah.
Wow.
Listen, the fastest way to get me to watch a sub version of it is to censor it. And pulling it from your streaming service is a form of censorship. The fastest way to get me to do something is to tell me I cannot do it.
Okay.
So I watched it on this website called Kick-Ass Anime or something like that.
Okay.
And it's hentai, it's smut. Like, that's exactly what it is. But, like, at points it's kind of funny. But, like, it's exactly hentai.
Okay, so I thought you were... Okay, so you want to add to the... I want to add to that. So... They even dubbed it. They dubbed the first episode. But I guess since they somehow did not know what they licensed, which is weird because that's something you usually know ahead of time.
Well, what it looked like happened was Funimation got it. Then people started kicking up a shitstorm. Yes. Yeah,
that's not why.
Yeah, it is.
Well, no. They found out that, you know, when the subbed episodes were coming out, like, oh, this is straight up hentai. They stopped because that's not that's not really the stuff that they do. They don't really release that, whether it's a sub or dubbed version of it, and they got people to dub it. Some people said the dub was actually pretty good and funny. From what I heard, I
haven't seen the dub.
I haven't. Well, they only did the one episode.
Yeah.
But they pulled it off because they just didn't want any part of it as a license. So it's technically they're not censoring it by just getting rid of it. They just don't want it in their hands. So the license is still out there for anyone to grab and take it to either have a home release of it or even do a dub of it if necessary. I
get the not wanting to have your name on it, but pulling it after, because they bought it and they made the first episode, but pulling it after that, I consider that like a form of censorship, because you not wanting your license on it means you should do your homework on it. If you don't want your license and that's on the issue Smut, you need to do your homework on that.
I saw a lot of people have more so than it just being a smutty show, which it is weird because I know they grab a lot of shit for these simuldubs now for every season, but this one they really didn't think of how this wasn't your usual shit that you guys happen to license for a dub or even just to stream on your service, which I don't know, it threw me off. It threw me off that they even decided to take it in the first place, but I don't know. I found it weird that there was a whole controversy around it. But regardless, that the show is censored anyway for the 90% of it. The only way you can watch it uncensored is if you've torn it or something.
Kick-Ass Anime has it uncensored.
Of course. So there you go.
I saw it uncensored, and it was fine. It was exactly what you thought it would be going into it.
Oh, definitely. From when I saw the one fucking the art, the cover of the show, I don't know why I couldn't think of the word. The thumbnail. There we go. Anyway.
There was a dick measuring contest in the second episode.
Actual dick measuring?
They went to go sleep with fairies, and to sleep with the fairies, they have to, the fairy, owner has to measure your dick, because fairies can only take so much dick. So the main character, who's a human, he was only allowed to pick two out of the whole allotment of fairies, because he had a big dick, so he couldn't. Then the elf could pick 20 out of all of them, because his dick was slightly more manageable for the fairies. And then the halfling could have his choice of any one of them, and he was like, I don't know if I should be happy or sad. And then the angel, who is a hermaphrodite, was told, yeah, no, you can't, leave. And so then it became known that the angel had a huge dick.
I'm glad I didn't watch it. Holy shit, that's trash.
Oh yeah, the fucking...
And the funny thing is I have been seeing other people say oh, it's actually a pretty funny show.
And it is pretty funny.
And that they like it.
It's smut.
And I'm like...
It's definitely pretty funny.
Anyway.
It's not your speed, but it's definitely pretty funny. But it is smut.
Which is funny because Anyway.
And it's not like prison school smut, where it's smut for the BDSM fandom.
Well, and that's the weird thing that I don't get. They dropped this show, but yeah, they didn't drop Prison School. They did a whole release and dub for that twice. They re-released it. So I do find that a little odd. Yes, technically, that show isn't, I guess, as bad, even though they have actual...
No, Prison School's worse.
I know.
Because Prison School's a fetish show.
Well, exactly, so...
This one, they just go fuck random monster girls or beast girls, and then they give them a rating on a score from 0 to 10.
Yeah, no, I read the premise of it. But yeah, I was just... It's a weird situation entirely, but at this point, whatever. It's one fucking show that I didn't even care about to begin with.
Oh, I didn't either.
The only show, again, that I've been keeping up with somewhat, even, is My Hero, and even then, I've been usually an episode or two behind.
However, I will recommend that everyone go to My Anime List and find the show, and do as Lord D. Nuxenor says, and give it a 10 out of 10 rating. Best anime ever. so we can try and get it to be one of the
The
highest
highest
rated
rated
anime
anime
of all
ever.
time.
I mean, hey, go for it. I won't.
I think that's some of the funniest shit.
I won't stop you. The only and not Iron Blood Orphans. That's the Gundam. Fucking Orphan Blood.
Orphan Blood.
Oh my god, I'm totally fucking up the name of the show.
I was about to say, like, Iron-Blooded Orphan. I feel like
That's Gundam.
I know that's Gundam, but everything you've said has led back to Gundam.
Which is funny. I haven't watched Gundam in a while.
You remember that old anime-inspired Iron Man cartoon?
Yes, I
Definitely
remember
Armored Adventures.
Sorcerer Stabber Orphan, that got a reboot, and I watched the first episode. I was interested, but I just haven't even fucking touched it. And I'm not gonna lie, I guess I was sick that day because I do not remember watching it, but I do. It's weird. I kind of remember watching it, and I don't. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I get that with some shows.
I don't know, but I want to watch that more. And my youth my
youth romantic snafu.
I don't know why I can't fucking say it.
It's like my youth teen romantic snafu. That's the name of the show.
Yeah.
And then the manga is my youth romantic comedy is wrong as I expected.
Yeah. Okay.
It's also super nice when you have a manga you've been reading, and then it gets a show and it becomes popular. And you're like, wow.
Isn't it nice? If only fucking Nisekoi got a third season.
I mean, how did it? Oh wait. I think I know how it ends.
The book?
No, the show.
Yeah, the show is like, it just got to introduce most of the...
Or something like that. Maybe the book?
I don't know.
Whatever one you read to the end.
Nisekoi. Nisekoi was
that
always
was the
the
book?
End. That was the book.
Yeah. And then the ending was stupid.
Yeah. Like, I love most of them, but... whatever. Anyway.
You know what show also had a stupid ending? Season 2 of Oriema.
I never watched it.
I've seen bits and pieces here and there.
I've seen the bits and pieces, but, like, nothing...
But, like, the gist I got of it, because I was watching, like, some kind... It was, like, 3 in the morning. I had it on while I was falling asleep, and it was some kind of, montage
and
video.
Again, I was say, like, and again, another sub show for you.
I didn't watch the show. It was like a montage show, and it was like one of the stupid scenes where he kissed his sister at the end. Like he gets married, fake married to his sister at the end, but he breaks up with his actual girlfriend to do it. Like, he has an actual girlfriend, and he breaks up with her to get fake married to his sister. Or something like that. I was like, well, that's stupid.
Anime is trash, and so are you. Not you, but...
Anime is trash.
And so am I.
It's...
That's definitely a quote for the ages.
Hell yeah,
man. Not even a quote, that's a statement.
Anime is trash. Everyone knows it.
And so am I. Yeah, otherwise, I have not been watching that many animes recently. Especially at least, like, seasonal ones. I
saw a thing in Black Clover that was like, huh, neat. It's like many, many episodes ahead of where you even are.
Oh, hell, oh yeah, definitely, dude. I dropped
apparently, the rival character is an elf.
Yes. That does not shock me.
He's like a king elf or something.
And I know. I think you
know?
Not you know. Well, that's his name. You know, but I think they gave like backstory to like the first Wizard King and something. But I don't know. I stopped caring. Whatever. I also been slowly watching Yurusei Yatsura.
I don't know what that is.
I was gonna explain for you. The person who made I was saying Rurouni Kenshin.
Explain for my plebeian brain.
Inuyasha. It's her first work, or at least her first popular work. I've been reading it because the manga's been getting re-released in America in like a collection, essentially. And
holy shit, that was a collection.
I know that was a collection. So, ooh, we can talk about that. So because I like all of her work, so I'm watching the anime slowly now because it's subbed only because that's a show from actually 1981. 81. And it's like a few hundred episodes, I think. Well, I think it's in the hundreds. And most shows around then, most animes around that time never got a full localization. So, it doesn't really shock me. So that's why, personally, I'm going to be watching it subbed because no, the way to watch it. And I kind of like to see how it looks in the anime form. Yeah. That's really it, I think, in my anime watching.
I mean, I'm done in terms of anime topics.
Yeah. So I guess I might as well talk about it pretty quickly. So there's a Fate channel last week, and they went into details about a few things.
Whoa! It's a Phoenix channel. Come on now. There's a Phoenix channel.
Oh yes, they switched Faye. She was because apparently the original voice for at least the Japanese version, I guess, of Faye is on maternity, so they got Phoenix to fill in. That's why he was there, apparently.
And their canonical reasoning for it was that Faye
is on vacation.
Was on vacation teaching Xander how to swim.
Which, it's great. I love the thirst that they give fucking Faye. It's great.
Yeah.
And I love how Phoenix for us was voiced by Patrick Seitz, who does the voice of Hector and all that. So it was pretty great. So they showed off the 3rd anniversary stuff, basically a bunch of whole free summonings and all that, and orbs and cool stuff like that. Nothing really, I think, that noteworthy, to be honest, when it comes to that. At least anything to really go in detail. They did show off the new Valentine's banner that's coming out tomorrow, I believe, and it features more Echoes characters. In this case, another duo unit that I fucking want. It's Alm and Celica. They look fucking precious, and I love them. They deserve happiness. Conrad, who actually is going to be a 4-star unit, which, thank God they're starting to finally fucking do something that Dragalia does. Because, goddamn, that is something that always irked me with Fire Emblem, where they don't have a 4-star variant of a brand new hero, especially like in a seasonal variation. They could definitely do that, especially with some of the stats and skills that they give some of these units. But the biggest thing that people took away from this was they actually just added Fay Pass, which is a subscription based, I don't know why I couldn't say that, service where for $10 a month, basically, you get 2 resplendent heroes, which basically changes the art for said character. In this case, they showed off Lynn and Cordelia, and they get +2 to all stats and new voice lines and the like. That's like, all right,
I'm so glad they're adding a new way to pay for power.
But in that, honestly, in that instance, +2 to all stats is not immense. Most units that come out now fucking outclass them with their base stats. Even if you +10 these, if you have a +10 Lynn already, they're not really gonna outperform.
I mean, that's only with Lynn and Cordelia. Who knows how long until they do it?
Well, yes, exactly. But for right now, it seems like they're only doing like the Gen 1 units. So, there's that. But then they adding a lot of quality of life fucking changes locked behind that subscription. The one thing I don't really like that they locked behind was you can have 3 summoner supports instead of just 1. I'm sorry, that irks me because that's just unfair and not fun.
Why?
I don't know, because you can have like you have extra stats boosted for your for specific units, and I think it's kind of bullshit that you lock that to having to be behind a paywall.
Oh, that part's behind a paywall. I was like, why is that stupid? That sounds pretty cool.
It is cool,
but it's behind a paywall.
But it's behind a paywall, and then they have
people really don't like it when Nintendo does subscription stuff.
Well, because, and I showed you this graph, I think, that Fire Emblem Heroes is the best mobile game that Nintendo has. It makes them a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
So, because Mario Kart Tour isn't doing not good, and they started off with a season pass, essentially. So, to make up for the loss of all those mobile games not making enough money compared to Fire Emblem, they need to make money somehow, and for a game that's been out for 3 years now, they're using a fucking subscription as well for this.
Well, more than just that, like, people got uppity about the Pokemon thing because it's like, I don't even, I understand the reason because it's like, it's $16 and I can't even, once I've put a Pokemon in, I can't even take it out into...
Yes, and...
I get the...
With the Pokemon Home thing, it's
I get
definitely...
some of it.
I think it's kind of bullshit.
I think some of the complaints, the criticisms about it are valid.
Yes, definitely.
But the one where it's too expensive, not so much.
No, I think that one's better than the Fate Pass. The Fate Pass is...
It's like $16. Well, it's
a year.
$16 a year.
You can only do monthly for Fae.
Yeah, no, it's not as expensive as the Fate Pass. But that's why I said I think the Pokemon argument where it's like, oh, it's too expensive. It's like, not really. Just spend $3 for the month.
No, I think that one's more fair.
But like, there are definitely some arguments with that are super valid.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fact that once you've put a Pokemon in there, if that Pokemon's not available in the Sword and Shield DLC pack, you're not getting that Pokemon out, and it's essentially useless and dead.
Mm-hmm.
But like, or like with their online, where people are like, "You making me pay $20 for your shitty online?"
Which, yes, that's fair too. But
unfortunately, because Nintendo's online is not that good.
No, it's very mediocre.
It's like Xbox 360 levels.
360 was even better.
That's true.
I would say Xbox if you want to go like that. But going back to Faye real quick, they also have specific special quests that you only can get when you have the Fae Pass, which gives you more orb opportunities, some Grail opportunities, and I'm sorry, that irks the shit out of me.
No, that's a valid criticism because it's like they basically give us no ways to get Grails, and it's like, ooh, you can get Grails, but you gotta pay.
Like, I'm glad, like, for the anniversary, they gave us 333 of them, so I'm able to
when
now.
Oh, really? If you log on now, you get it?
If you log on now, you get 333. So I was able to get my final Titania, but, you know, that's aside from that, I think there's not enough ways to get Grails. But, and they also have the auto function, essentially, where you can play a map multiple times without, redoing it by yourself. And that's kind of annoying that you hide that behind a paywall where Dragalia Lost, another game by Nintendo.
Wow, they're putting a lot of things behind the paywall.
Yeah. And then...
I get that. I guess they want to make it seem worthwhile.
It does.
But it just makes it seem like...
Especially when you have a game that you also have, Dragalia Lost, that has all that shit in the game for free. So that's garbage. And the last thing they have is a Millis turn wheel sort of thing, where you can go back as many times as you want in like Tempest Trial and all that stuff to go back a turn or so. But that one I don't care for as much because what the fuck ever. That's more of a convenience thing.
Yeah.
Well,
see, that's the kind of stuff they should have put behind the paywall. Like, convenience stuff, not like...
Well, they consider that convenience and it's bullshit. So, yeah, I'm not happy about it. I thought, like, oh, it's kind of cool, but...
The more you think about it, the more you're...
I thought it was cool, but not to pay for it. Especially for, like, you know, God forbid they ever make a Resplendent Roy. I'm not gonna lie. That might make me bite for a month to buy it. However, even if that day comes, it's still a trash fucking way to get more money out of people.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially for a game that is a better quality made app game compared to most of their other games that they have on the market, to be honest. Because Mario Kart Tour doesn't hold most people's attention. Dr. Mario certainly doesn't. Mario Run, not really. And yeah, fucking like nothing. They don't. Dragalia is the only other game that is engaging enough, but even then, that's not really specifically Nintendo. That's more Cygames doing that, and Nintendo's just really technically the publisher, in all honesty. So, I don't know. That frustrates me.
Well, they're never gonna get me, and I know this for a fact now, because both Wolhart and Emperor Rudolph are in. Gregor is not. He will never be in the game. He will never be in the game.
I'm not even saying anything at this point. There's just no point.
Because it's true. He will never be in the game. They put in Emperor goddamn Rudolph before Gregor.
In lighter news, a game that I've played back in 2013 on the Wii U is getting ported to modern consoles via Kickstarter.
Or at least it's trying.
That's basically there.
Oh, is it? Nice.
It hit. So Wonderful 101 is coming to Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Steam. Its main Kickstarter goal was for the Switch, but then if they got up to, I think, like 200,000 and then like 400,000, 200,000 was PS4 and Steam is like 400,000. So they made it. They made like over 1 million yen, I think, in day one. And now there's just more stretch goals going further in, like keychains and all that stuff. And even bonus like DLC essentially for the game that wasn't in it originally.
Hey, let's hope it
sells more because it needs to. Which I definitely think, though, with support that it's already gotten, is definitely going to get better sales than it did originally on being a Wii U exclusive back in 2013.
What was the last good Kickstarter game?
I don't know, but this is the first Kickstarter I've ever backed myself. So, hopefully I won't regret it. I doubt I will, but I'm always going to keep that in the back of my mind.
Let's hope it's a Mega Man 11 and not a Mighty Number 9.
Yeah. I pre-ordered the physical version, so gonna get that eventually.
I remember when they sorry, this is complete non-sequitur.
It's okay.
I remember when our friend first showed me the trailer for Mighty Number 9, and they had the line, "Make the bad guys cry like an anime fan on prom night." And people got really angry at that. And I was like, no, that's super fucking funny. They are making fun of the people who will buy their game. And I respect the shit out of that. That is funny as hell.
It is funny. It definitely is funny.
I wasn't one of the people who was going to buy the game.
No, me neither.
I don't play any of the Mega Man games.
I play the Mega Man games. Oh, actually, no. That's a lie. I actually shouldn't lie about that. So, I actually remembered. I did pre-order the game originally. I'm not going to lie.
Did you cancel it?
But yes, I canceled it. I think switched it over. What the fuck did I switch it over to? Switched it over to another Wii U game. Mighty and Wonderful 101. Yeah. Funnily enough, it was actually Wonderful 101 that I actually switched my pre-order to.
I mean, you made
at
the
money
choice.
numbers. Oh, hell yeah, I did. Fucking Wonderful 101 is a wonderful game. No pun intended. But yeah, that was actually. I'm actually very glad I did that. Now that I say that out loud.
I might even get it if it's on the Swatch.
I recommend it. You would like it since you like Bayonetta and other Platinum games as well. Wonderful 101 is just as charming and fun.
Nier Automata.
Yeah.
You said other Platinum games. I'm like, what other Platinum games have I played? I played Nier and Bayonetta.
Yeah. So you played Platinum games.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
they're fun. So I'm excited for it.
No EA, but like
no. But that's besides the point.
God, imagine trying to use. Remember when there was a time where EA made fun games?
Honestly, I'm trying to remember what fucking games they've had for me.
Well, for you specifically, like nothing.
I don't know. I feel like there was definitely something. I just don't remember at this point.
They used to make some pretty fun shit. Like they had the EA Sports division.
EA Sports. It's in the game. That's definitely something they'll never fucking.
Like it was fun. I used to enjoy EA games quite a lot. The title mark of EA used to be a title mark of quality to me as a child.
There's a lot of people, honestly. You're not even the only one.
And now it's like they're a fucking laughing stock.
Oh, they of course, they definitely are. Definitely are.
Also, while we're on the topic of mobile games, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links added Joey Wheeler to Dark Sided Dimensions. You get him by doing up to Challenge 3 in an event called Memories of Friendship or something like that, where you duel Yami over and over and over again, and he has a new deck, and he goes from level 10 to level 40, with level 50 appearing occasionally. It's fun, you know. Gave me an excuse to build up a Blue Eyes deck for Kaiba. Pretty fun, pretty neat.
Yeah, definitely.
And Joey, when you select his vocal option, like his little talkie button that says, "Oh yeah," he makes the Joey meme face.
Which, I'm so happy that they fucking make the face, because, oof.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, like, it's a super popular thing.
It's great, though.
Oh, Pokemon news. Whoop. So Pokemon put out a poll. Well, I don't know if Pokemon did it, but there's a poll going on Google for Pokemon of the Year. You can go in and you can select your favorite Pokemon and then be inevitably disappointed when Charizard takes first place. I voted for Sandshrew already because Sandshrew is my baby, and I want Sandshrew to win. And what's funny, complete non sequitur, I just realized the other day that I have both versions of both shiny normal Sandshrew and shiny Alolan Sandshrew. I had no idea you even had that. I completely forgot about the Alolan one.
Mm-hmm.
And then secondly, in Pokemon news, starting Friday, February 7th, you'll be able to hunt for a Gigantamax Toxtricity in Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield for Nintendo Switch systems. And Toxtricity is super cool, and its Gigantamax form was the one I was most excited for, and I was like, I can't wait to have this fucking thing. It's going to be on my team. I can't wait to use it. And it's not in the base game.
Mm-hmm.
Alchemy is in the base game. Toxtricity is not. And that's a crying fucking shame. And Pokemon Day is coming up February 27th. And look forward to the announcements that we tell you about when we see it. That's basically all I got for Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And not next week, but the week after, I'll be able to give a review on Sonic the movie.
That's right! And, right, aren't you specifically seeing that with your girlfriend?
I mean,
You can be honest.
it worked out that way.
Okay.
Why, do you want to see it? You can...
A little morbidly curious, I'm not gonna lie.
So, me, her, and her siblings are going. At least I think they're going. I don't know if they're going yet, but I think they are. I need to find out from them if they're definitely... But you can 1000% come, because I condone... And even if you don't want to go that day, I will go and watch it with you and our friends the next day.
I know you would.
I am so excited for this.
I might, because I'm morbidly curious. I'm not gonna lie.
I had a coworker literally... It was like, what is there to spoil? It's going to be the most bland by-the-numbers movie ever.
Totally.
Halfway through the movie, him and the guy he's with are going to find a reason not to trust each other, and they're going to come back together at the end. I'm like, I understand, but it's Sonic the Hedgehog, and I love Sonic the Hedgehog. It's got the wackiest fucking lore on the planet. Sonic is King Arthur, and Metal Sonic becomes Pirate King of the Universe. Like...
He wants to rape Sonic.
Must rape Sonic. That's an old video that you cannot find anymore. You can only find the Spanish version.
I find funny there's a Spanish version.
It's pretty great. Come on, Shadow. Remember, we had some pretty good times. Remember, Shadow, we went to the park. There was that dog, Shadow. We kicked the dog. Don't you remember, Shadow? No, and I don't want to remember. Now get out of my garden. That was a fantastic video. It was so stupid, and I remember laughing at it so much as a kid.
Clearly, because you can remember it by heart.
Oh, it's so great. Well, me and one of our friends, and a few of our friends from back in the day, used to watch all the Sonic shorts. It was great. They went to Mexico, and when they were checking into the hotel, Amy goes, please, oh, take, oh, my bagos to my hotel room, oh, taco, burrito, guacamole. And then the guy goes, I speak English. It was something. I love the Sonic shorts.
So, little quick topic, since we've been playing River City Girls. They're releasing a Double Dragon and Kunio-kun collection in America, which 11 games on that collection were previously not localized ever to America. So I find that really cool that we're really getting a lot more and more games that were Japan exclusive for so long and are now finally going to get a re-release of some sort with an actual English translation of some sort. And I'm glad it's becoming more of a theme and a thing. We need that for a lot of other things.
Hell yeah, man.
Like Fire Emblem.
Or Dragon Ball Heroes. Right? Wasn't that a thing? It was like an arcade machine.
Oh, so like there's Dragon Ball Heroes game for the Switch.
No, there's like an arcade machine where you like play down cards and like I think it's the same thing.
Okay.
I didn't even know there was a
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I just saw a thing about it like 2 days ago.
Okay.
And it was like while scrolling through either Reddit or Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
On one of those, I just kind of saw it and I was like, huh, that's neat.
Wow. Sorry, I was curious about the Faye update. They fucking tease you, even when you don't have it.
Oh,
of all the features you can basically fucking have.
They want you to get it.
That is scummy and cummy in all the shittiest ways.
All the wrong places in the tummy.
Oh, yeah. No. Fuck you.
Oh, wow. That's so annoying.
That is infuriating, actually.
That's stupidly annoying. So, I think we promised a topic last time.
Yes, you did.
I am prepared to deliver on.
Deliver right away. I will barely be talking for this topic.
All right.
Go.
So, thesis statement. Sonic Riders for the GameCube is better than every single Mario Kart game ever put out. I'm not talking about Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, nor am I talking about Sonic Free Riders. Free Riders is absolute trash, one of the worst games I've ever played. And Zero Gravity is not good, but like it's just like a dull, mediocre, whatever.
Interrupt, actually. What's your favorite Mario Kart, in all honesty?
Probably either Wii or 7.
Really? You didn't like 8?
I don't touch 8.
And I understand that, but I like, you don't like 8 that much?
8? No, not at all.
Oh, okay. Because actually, I have to say, personally, probably my favorites are Wii, 8, and, DS.
Well, 8's the reason I don't like playing Mario Kart anymore.
Oh, really?
I don't like 8.
Okay, then I'll make sure I never mentioned it anyway, but...
I mean, we can play Mario Kart. I'll just do what I do every time we play Mario Kart.
And that is...
sometimes I'll drive backwards off cliffs, or I'll start hopping all over the place.
Okay.
Just try to entertain it, because I don't like 8. I don't like 8 whatsoever.
Okay. Alright, sorry. You can go. You can continue.
Alright,
so... fun.
Let's start with the basic building blocks of Mario Kart. Mario Kart is a game where you do better the luckier you get. Everything depends on... There's some skill in knowing where the shortcuts are and knowing how to drift, but at that same level, the items keep the game incredibly even almost the whole way through. When you're up front, your items are either going to be a banana shell, a banana peel, or a turtle shell. And in the new one, maybe a horn, which, side note, the horn is actually my favorite addition to Mario Kart. and that's from 8.
I like it personally.
What, the horn?
Yeah.
Horn is my favorite addition to Mario Kart.
I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you. They even fucking tell you when you get quest progress for the Fay Pass quests.
But you just can't claim them?
No.
Wow. That is super dickish.
Okay, sorry.
Alright, so the items in Mario Kart, you got mushrooms to help you catch up to the lead. You have more powerful items the further back you are to give you the advantage to catch up, such as the lightning, the bullet bill, the blue shell, the golden mushroom. All of those exist to help you catch up to the front, because it's a party game. You're supposed to. It's trying to keep everyone basically equal, where you can be hit by a green shell, then a blue shell, then a red shell, then you can get struck by lightning all in the span of like 5 seconds. And that's infuriating. Because while it's trying to keep it fair and balanced, so it's like the person in 7th can attempt to catch up to the person in 3rd, it's infuriating because there are so many different things that can hit you from multiple different angles. And you can go from first to last in a second. As soon as the wrong combination of items hits you, you're done. You're dead. That's it. Give up. Whereas Sonic Riders, the basis of the game is tricks. The more tricks you do, the better the tricks you accomplish, the more energy that's restored to your boost gauge. In Mario Kart, you go a little faster for collecting 10 coins. In Sonic Riders, you press a button and you boost forward for a few seconds, and if you catch up to another rider while in this boost mode, you damage them and move past them, taking away their rings, which is bad, because rings are how you extend the length of your boost gauge. More rings, more boost gauge. Once you've unlocked the next level of boost gauge, you're not going to lose it until the next race. So, let's say you get 100 rings and you max out your boost gauge, and then you lose 100 rings. That's fine. That's not going to impact you. So, at that point, you have max boost gauge. Let's say someone else has max boost gauge, and they hit you. You're not going to be punished and lose all of your boost gauge. You're just going to lose all your rings. In Mario Kart, you collect the coins to go a little faster. You start at 0, unless you're further back. Then you start at, up to between 2 and 5, and then you collect more as you race. And now the coins actually make you go faster. So if you have 10 coins, you are going as fast as you can. All right, that is the highest minimum speed you can go. If you take damage, you lose 3 coins. Every single time you lose coins, you're slowing yourself down, and you need to build back up the coins to get back up the speed. Which slows your progress, and it makes the game all about collecting coins and stockpiling the items to protect yourself from damage so you don't lose the coins, so you can keep the speed. Whereas Sonic, it's more about managing your boost meter. Your boost meter, there are pads that you can stop at and fill up, but the downside to that is they'll fill up your gauge to the max, but you have to sit there and wait, and that slows you down exponentially. So the faster way to gain boost meter is to jump off of ramps and do more tricks, or to ride on the turbulence of other players, which gives you a speed boost to help you catch up to them, or to take character-specific routes, such as Sonic can grind on rails, Knuckles can punch through walls, and Tails can fly through rings. All of these actions open up the track more for specific characters or specific vehicles, and they all work towards filling up your boost gauge in a fun and skill-based way, in that you do it because you want to build up better tricks and you want to learn the shortcuts because those help you out with boost gauge, and you want to learn the secrets because in every level there's a hidden 100 ring container, and the 100 ring container immediately maxes out your boost gauge. You want to find that because that gives you the fastest way to max out your boost gauge. In Mario Kart, all you're ever doing is you start the race, and if you're in the back, you want to get as many item boxes as you can so you can throw the more powerful items at your opponent and get into first. And then when you're in first and the person you hit with your more powerful items is further back, they hit you with their with the more powerful items, and then so on and so forth. The back and forth just becomes who got lucky with which item. In Sonic Riders, it's more of a who is able to use their boosts and the layout of the map more effectively. Both games have similar mechanics. Like, both games feature a drift function. Mario's drift lets you drift around turns and then get a speed boost. Sonic's drift does the same thing. However, drifting for too long drains your boost gauge. So you need to find the perfect amount of time to drift and then shoot off. You can't just hold it down, wait for the boost, and then go. You'll only have the boost for a certain amount of time. Another huge difference that I think puts Sonic in the favor of Sonic is the item boxes in Sonic Riders. Oops. Yeah, Sonic R. The item boxes in Sonic Riders have a chance to help you and a chance to hinder you. There are items that can fill your boost gauge to max, give you more rings, or speed you up. And there are items that can... and there is a ball and chain item which slows you down, but if you hit another player, they get it. So it slows you down, but if you can use it right, you can screw someone else over. But at the same time, that item is possible for you to get, so in some instances, it's better to avoid the item boxes altogether if you want to avoid the risk of getting the ball and chain. So it's not impossible for people to get bonuses through item boxes, but it is also... It's not that you are punished. It's not that you're just punished for missing item boxes, like in Mario Kart, where if you miss an item box or you're driving behind someone and they get the box you were going to go for, you're screwed. You're without an item until the next line of boxes. If you miss the item box, you can still be fine. Like,
sorry.
You're... No worries. Like, you're still fine, even if you miss a line of item boxes, because there's a chance that, yes, that could have given you 20 rings, which could have capped off your boost gauge to level 3, because I forgot to mention that. The boost gauge has 3 levels. The starting level, the second level, and the third level. And I think it's 50 rings? No, it's like 20 rings to get to the second level, and like 50 to get to the third level. Or something like that. And... pardon me, I'm going to take a sip of water.
That's fine.
So if you want to ask...
I mean, you've been going pretty far. Sorry. I'm fucking around with the heroes because I do want to see everything else, but like, this is like... even the fountain that tells you when you have a quest or mission to collect, it shows you that you have missions to collect, but it's the Fay Pass ones. Oh my god. That's fucking garbage. Okay.
So let's see. What part was I up to? Oh yeah. You aren't particularly punished for missing opportunities. Whereas in Mario Kart, you're punished for missing coins because now you're slower than everyone. You're punished for missing item boxes because now you have no items. You're punished for missing shortcuts because there's even further of a gap between you and the other players. Whereas in Sonic Riders, there's so many different routes and so many different shortcuts through each level, and the ability to go faster is literally just a button press away, that you can miss a set of item boxes and then go off a ramp and collect like 10 more rings in the jump that you would go off the ramp, and that'll top off your boost gauge. Or you can fail to land on the rail as a speed type character, but then just boost forward to keep up with everyone who didn't fail or who took a different route. There's so many different routes in all the levels. There's so many different shortcuts, and there's a big difference. I'm gonna move on now to the next thing because this is a big difference. The vehicles in Mario Kart, they affect stats kinda, but they don't really do anything. Like
I can totally agree with.
Like you can use a motorcycle that go like a little faster, or you can use a cart that gets a level 3 boost, where it's like, there's slight differences, but not much. In Sonic Riders, you have vehicles that have not you have some vehicles that don't change all that much, like they just change handling, acceleration, but then you have vehicles that give you access to flight areas as a speed character, ones that you wouldn't normally have access to. So then you can grind rails or you can fly through hoops, but they come at a cost. Like the one vehicle that gives you access to all 3 routes for power, speed, and flight is the slowest vehicle in the game. Then there are character-specific vehicles, like Sonic has the Blue Star and the Blue Star 2. Tails has some kind of yellow hoverboard. Eggman has a motorcycle. Shadow's got hover boots. They're just character-specific cars that are all neat to look at, and you just get them when you unlock the character. In Mario Kart, I mean, you get, in the most recent Mario Kart I'll use for this example, you get the carts for getting more money. Sure, in games like Double Dash, there were character-specific carts. There's always kind of been character-specific carts, but, like, in 64, they basically are just recolors of each other.
With slight differences.
Like
some characters are faster than others, which was kind of annoying because if you pick, like, Toad or Peach, you have a much better chance of winning compared to others, which always kind of irked me. Like, it's not completely, like, you know, one-sided, but enough to where it can be kind of annoying. That's why, personally, I still don't really think Mario Kart 64 was that great as everyone likes to claim it is. It was pretty good, but the ones after that were just much better, so why the fuck do you guys keep going back to this one and saying it's, like, you know, still one of the best? It's good, but I think there's better ones. Anyway.
Oh, that's completely fair. The only thing that comes close to that in Sonic is Super Sonic. And what Super Sonic is, when you play as Sonic, you select the Chaos Emerald on the board selection, and that gives you access to all 3 paths. After you collect 50 rings, you turn into Super Sonic, and you gain access to all 3 paths, and your ring counter starts depleting, and you got crazy good boosts, and Super Sonic's really fucking broken. But here's the thing. You don't have to use Super Sonic, and also, he is an unlockable, and he's not even like a character unlockable where it's like complete the story mode to unlock this character, complete the second story mode to unlock this character, complete this challenge to unlock that. You have to complete all of the challenges, then you must complete all of the secondary challenges. I think you need to get like an A rank on all of the challenges, and then you unlock him. And it's like it's quite a bit of work. Now, it's not crazy hard, but it's enough work that you're not normally going to have him unless you try to 100% the game. Me saying story mode brings me to my next point, actually. Mario Kart doesn't have single-player content. It's got the Grand Prix, which is just the multiplayer, but without the fun of having your friends there to scream at, and just having to deal with some computers who, in some games, are programmed to be a little more unfair than others. But that's not a lot of single-player content. Mario Kart 7 had mission mode, and that was kind of neat. But the amount of... There's no, like... there's no story mode in Mario Kart, but even more important than that, there's next to no reason to play the game single player when you can't, like, unless you literally have no one to play it with. Because it's actually kind of boring to play by yourself. Cause the fun of Mario Kart is playing with friends.
Oh, definitely.
That's like Nintendo's motto is play with your friends. So they didn't bother putting any single player content in. Sonic Riders, I'd say, is still fun to play with friends, but they also went and added a full story mode with 2 paths, one where you play as Sonic's team and the other one where you play as the Babylon Rogues. But, like, let's be honest, no one wanted to play as the Babylon Rogues at first.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Jet the whatever he is, Wave the Swallow, and Storm the Albatross.
Okay.
The green one, the purple one, the gray one.
Okay.
And essentially, you start off as Sonic's team, and you're just trying to get the Chaos Emeralds from Eggman, who is hosting a hoverboard tournament. And after you do all their story missions, and there's an actual, I'm not going to call it great, but it's semi-decent story.
Okay.
Then you play through the Babylon Rogues, and it's kind of like the hard mode of the story, because the hero story is place in the top 3, or complete it in this time, or just don't lose to this one enemy. And then the Babylon Rogues is come in first. And then at the end of that, you get to do a boss battle, essentially. Well, you go to another area where you use the combined forces of Team Sonic and Team Babylon to complete one last race, and then you do a boss battle with a genie in a floating city, and once you've beaten him, you get the magic carpet, which I believe that gives people access to the flight path. So that's like, it's something. It's more single player than in Mario Kart. Is it the best? No. Is it better than nothing? Absolutely. It's fairly decent. I enjoyed it thoroughly as a kid. And even when I go back and play it occasionally now, I still enjoy doing the story mode of Sonic Riders or just playing the multiplayer mode. And there were a lot of fun characters to unlock. Like, you could get Eggman, Shadow, Cream, Rouge, Amy, 2 of Eggman's robots for whatever reason. I never understood why those 2 were in the game. Like, I never understood that. I don't even remember unlocking them. But then you had Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, you had you'd Rouge the Bat. You also play as the Babylon Rogues. Sorry, geez, talking this long's really damaging my throat. But there's more to the game, and it's a game about your ability as a player to do things. You can catch up to people who are ahead of you by riding the draft that they leave behind them. And while on that draft, you can do tricks to fill up your boost gauge, so that way when you catch up to them, you can boost right on past them. It's a game about you figuring out how to play, and you figuring out the ins and outs of the map. It rewards you for getting creative, it rewards you for looking around the raceway, and it rewards you for trying different characters. Mario Kart rewards you for getting lucky with your items. And that's why I think Sonic Riders is a better game than Mario Kart. Just the one on GameCube. Zero Gravity, well, I have my own personal opinion that it did Zero Gravity better than Mario Kart 8, because in Mario Kart 8 you can never tell when the Zero Gravity, if they didn't have the wheels turned sideways, you wouldn't know that you were upside down. Whereas in Zero Gravity, you float in the fucking air and then shoot off, which is fun, but Zero Gravity is not better than any of the Mario Kart games. And Free Ride is worse than Dragon Ball Z Connect, if you can believe that.
Alright. I'm glad you got that out.
It had to be said. It's
No,
the
which
truth.
is fair. I got it. I was just letting you go. That's all. I was like, all right, here he goes. I think that really about wraps it up though for this episode. I don't really think there's much else we need.
Oh, but Sonic R is actually the best game ever. It's actually trash, but me and our friend unlocked every fucking character.
And mind you, this was the first thing I've ever did with them when I first started hanging out with them was, let's play Sonic R.
Sonic R is so great. It's awful, but it's so great. Living in the city, you know you have to survive. Living in the city, you got to keep that dream alive.